Welcome to Natchez, Mississippi.
Vidalia.
Welcome to Vidalia, Mississippi.
Louisiana.
Welcome to Natchez, Louisiana.
I got this. Welcome back to the Grand Shamrock Tour.
Natchedilla, Louisiana edition. Welcome back, YouTube, to the Grand Shamrock Tour from Natchez, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's actually Vidalia, Louisiana.
Yeah, we joked a little bit.
Joke.
We joked about it at the very beginning, but the reality is we brought the Grand Shamrock over the Mississippi River for the first time since June 19th, 2022.
And I can't believe that we've been on the east side of the Mississippi for so long.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
the traveling has been great.
But it is short-lived.
Oh, yeah, we're only going to be here for 2 weeks, but on the west side. Sorry, Connor.
Yeah, and then we are on our way to Maine, so we just are spending our time here. The RV park is in Vidalia, Louisiana, but we're here in Natchez, Mississippi for a much more important reason. Years ago on the Food Network, Alton Brown took me on a road ride called Feasting on Asphalt, and made a stop in made a stop in Natchez, Mississippi for the best tamales on the planet. And I tried making them at home, and they weren't quite as good.
Yeah, it was kind of a New Year's thing.
Yeah. We made them for the
and
family, and they were great, but they weren't as good as
Fat Mama's.
Fat Mama's tamales. Were pretty awesome, weren't they, Carolyn?
They were really good,
They were
actually.
they were really good.
Yeah.
And so that was where we started this. We had some tamales, and then we
got
took
out
off
onto the Natchez Trace Parkway, which is why we're really here.
Yeah.
But now the parkway was made. It's actually a national park area, great roadway that actually covers the trade roads of what the
all the
Native
trade routes
Americans.
that the Native Americans, then followed by the French and the Spanish and the English. This has been a crossroads for something like 8 centuries.
Oh, it's been amazing. A lot of history on the parkway.
A lot of history, and we'll go back to that later, but we were on our way to Vicksburg.
Yeah, we rode the parkway for about 80 miles, and it was wonderful because I think we saw a total of 10 cars and half a dozen people.
Well, it's 50 miles an hour. It's limited to 50, but the road conditions are just they're just really good.
Yeah,
really good.
It was really good.
But we got to Vicksburg.
Vicksburg is actually a battleground.
The second largest battle in the Civil War, followed only by
Gettysburg. Yeah.
And they happened at the same time. And Grant was in charge of Vicksburg, and somebody else in charge of Gettysburg.
It's all history from there.
It's all history.
What I like was the 16 miles of that battlefield.
Yeah.
Is that I love going through the entrance, but then following along where all the markers.
The markers.
Yeah. And so I stopped at a few of the markers to read.
And then I informed you that there were 1,300 markers.
Yeah, there were 1,300, so we had to kind of keep moving.
We needed to
It's beautiful.
Kind of wanted to get home before dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You usually.
So we and for me, we wanted to get to the basically museum of the U.S.S. Cairo. It was a Civil War era ironclad battleship.
Yeah, that thing was impressive.
Oh, it's so wonderful to see something. But the unique history is they had to make 7 of them by
100 days.
100 days. They had to make these warships.
And they did.
And they made them. And the sad thing is it went into the battle to start securing the river out front of Vicksburg, and was commissioned on October of 1862, and it was sunk by a mine in December of 1862.
Yeah, didn't last very long. And it stayed underwater.
Until 1964.
So that was a long time underwater.
A whole lot of time.
Pulled it out. It was just really neat to see it.
Yeah, they've done a great job, and I would encourage you, and you're in the area, make sure. Well, you almost can't help. It's the end of the big run there, the tour through the battlefield. But it was great. But then we beelined it home.
It did have a cemetery, by the way.
Oh yeah, we got
Yeah,
to
can't miss the
the
cemetery.
cemetery.
But then we did take the Great River Road.
Not so great.
All the way home.
It's such a great river road, but
It was a little. But you know what was great was when we got home, being on the river, this little RV park. It had this barge that was actually stopped along
right
the
up
river.
right up on our bank.
Yeah.
Right in front of our RV, there's a
It's
barge,
crazy.
five barges long, and yeah,
And the barges are passing all along, but to come home and see one just stop,
yeah.
it was pretty.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat if you your backyard, you've got steamships and river boats and cruise ships and barges going all the time. It's pretty good entertainment.
And the people actually are very attracted to that. You see people running over and taking pictures.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
But we're right there at Natchez, and Natchez is such a unique community. We're so looking forward to it. I'll just tell you, Natchez, Mississippi, was the home to the second largest number of millionaires pre-Civil War.
Yeah.
Second only to New York City.
Yeah.
And all of the remnants, all of the signs of that are still here. There are over 600
Antebellum homes, they call them.
Yeah, and plantations.
But don't tell them all of that.
We got to give them some reason to come back.
Well, maybe if they come back next week, then you'll hear about it.
There you go.
So that's great. Last thing that I kind of want to talk about is because that Natchez Trace Parkway is actually a scenic trail as well. We got to hike.
Got some hikes in.
There's the hills and
elevation change.
Elevation change.
Yeah, and
since we've been down on the Gulf for 3 months.
Yeah,
it's been nice. There's trees and there's hills.
Carolyn found us several. We actually took 3 hikes that day on the way up. Or it was just nice because we were able to go through some of the great. One really nice 3-mile hike, and then we ended up to one of the shorter, the Sunken Trace. But probably the greatest thing about that is as we're going out there and we're traveling those things, you just can't help but think about all of the people and the civilizations and what took and the footsteps that you are crossing over along the way.
Yeah.
It was really special. It weighs on you. It's pretty heavy. It's also so unbelievably valuable. It's just really a great place to soak in.
Well said. Well said. I really enjoyed that as well. So rumor has it that our sons have found us on YouTube. So I'm kind of excited.
Well, there you go. We got 2 more followers. Now
so
we're talking.
Thanks, boys. Now we're up to 9.
Yeah.
Okay. But on that note, travel safe.
And we'll see you next week out on the Trace.
Oh, yeah.